Good evening, my beautiful babes. I hope you spent or you will spend a very beautiful Easter Sunday or just a very beautiful, relaxing or exciting, whatever, great Sunday. And yeah, today I wanted to do another Why I Don't Get It. I will link in the info box a few videos that I watched on this topic, namely the Hermès Soleil d'Hermès. What is it? I wouldn't call it a palette. Um, it's a mainly a bronzer, I would call it, or a dual. Actually, a dual powder. It's a dual powder with blushes and bronzer. And I will say, while I'm not a Hermes fan at all, so there is no sense of love for the label that would convince or excite me at all. And therefore, since prices are very steep, so far there hasn't been much to really catch my interest. I know there is a blush shade that is interesting and beautiful, but not too different from things that I already own. And I think the brushes look very beautiful, while they're madly expensive. And I have a feeling that the quality of them really isn't what it's supposed to be. You know what I mean? I have yet to try higher quality bristle brushes like Rafa ones. I think that's very interesting, and I would love to try that in the future. However, yeah, Hermes. Yes, these big powder products. They also had this air bronzer or face powder line. Most shades look very yellow, so there wasn't anything to really spark interest for me personally either. And long story short, so there had been a few limited editions, the horse, uh, but what else was it? The Rose d'Or, and but there was nothing exciting by design nor by um, the shade. For me, looking at the things that I own, everything very beautiful, but yeah, comparable to things in my collection. I'm sorry, and I'm sorry if I look so rough. I've spent all day outside, and right now, it's been the first day to really be warm and sunny all day long, and being outside all day long. And I mean, my feet are still dirty from running around playing frisbee, and yeah, I look rough, I know. I still have dirt in my face because the wind was blowing so hard. And oh, by the way, really, really strong winds today. So I honestly, I do get scared. And yes, I know it's so unsettling. It's yeah, I always fear bad change when the wind is really, sometimes really whipping at the windows. And we're here at the highest floor, however, but even in the park, the way the wind was just, it was making such a noise you cannot imagine. I mean, I cannot remember sitting under a tree and it being so loud and intimidating. However, back to the topic, which I'm very bad at sticking to what I'm trying to bring across. So yeah, the Soleil d'Hermès. I think it's very beautiful. I really like when something is offers you a variety of options in the palm of your hand. You know, I really like having face palettes, one or two products that you just grab when you. Well, I'm always running late, so that's also explaining my favor for these products. So yes, it's very versatile, and I think the bronzing shades look rather neutral, a bit maybe a bit warmer than I would prefer. Especially, I tend to go for neutral cool bronzers. I have more red in my skin naturally, and so yeah, and the design. Now let's compare it to the Chanel Sunkissed powders. I mean, they're from 2024 already, right? They looked much more boring. Well, let me grab it. So let me tell you right away. This would be the main reason for me. Well, the second main reason. The main reason is I have a light complexion. It ranges from I mean, I link it in the info box. I'm a B20 in Chanel during winter, and I'm not going any darker than maybe a yes, I'm not getting any darker than a, what was it? I never reach B40 in Chanel, so and well, long story short, I'm never a solid medium. I'm light to, you know, light 10. Well, this sounds stupid now. You get what I'm trying to bring across here. And so when I was watching reviews, which all of them were great, and every video every video was telling me a bit more about this product, which, you know, if you're looking at a 115 euro product, it's great to be able to have 3 or 4 reviews at hand to make a good decision. So for example, when watching Amelia yesterday, she looked fabulous in this product, and it turned out as a very natural, yet still, even on her very healthy tanned medium complexion, I would say, it still had a lot of warmth to it. It still had a lot of that coral to it, which, you know, um, I think it's 1 month a year at most, if at all, that this product would like that on myself. And that's just not enough use and time for me. And proof to that is also I don't crave these kind of corals unless I am a bit darker. I am a bit tanned, and so well, not to say that they don't look good when you are lighter. But so in general, I would gravitate towards them with a bit of a tan going on. And I also know I rarely reach for these corals. I think they're beautiful, and sometimes it hits you, and that's what you want to wear. And I'm glad that I have them. I will not declutter them and go well, I barely reach for them because what do you know? Then 6 months pass and I'm craving a coral and then it's gone and I don't want to play that game, unless I really feel bad about a product and I genuinely do not like it, I will keep it. And as if I haven't spent enough on this collection, right? And as much as I truly, truly love these Chanel Sunkiss powders, I really do. This one, the medium, yeah, I only have the medium coral, not the light one. It barely gets any use out of the bunch, barely. And this is ultimately not in formula and finish, but um, the thing I grab first is what shade am I going for, right? And then I choose the shade. So it's not like I get great use out of this and think, well, I really need a very, very matte formula of this one. That's not the case. That's absolutely not the case. And besides the fact that when I looked at these ingredients of the MS powder, comparing it to other high-end brands, I don't know. I was missing some raffinesse. Maybe, well, after all, I'm not a chemist, so obviously, or maybe I'm just missing the point. Maybe it's very comparable to other matte blurring formulas that are way cheaper. And we know how heavily, especially Hermes, is, you know, um, uh, grabbing that back. So I don't think that was a good way to put it. So forget about that. But you know what I was trying to say. So yeah, I think it's very beautiful, especially on medium skin when you get full use out of this, when it's really the bronzer you can grab. And I do not think at all that it's worth the price tag. And you can be absolutely sure that I would not pay the full 115 euros. Absolutely not. I would not do that. And even when you compare it to oversized Chanel products, I think these were already the deep mauve I had to get because it was an online exclusive for the full 85 euros. And I will tell you, it was worth it because that was the one color scheme that I really wanted, and it is my favorite. It was worth it. What does it contain? These are 15 grams. The Hermes is 12 grams. And of course, you know what? If this is something that really has your heart going faster and you fall in love with it, it's 12 or it's 15 grams of product. Even if I had to pay full price, of course I would go ahead and rationalize that it's basically a 3 or a 4-in-1, and here we go. Now we can feel great getting it. So, but that's not the case at all. So I don't feel I don't feel such great enchantment with this to really pay that price. And I mean, at this point my collection is so big, it's not even the a matter of money only, or well, let's put it this way. If this was 40 bucks, um I I don't think I would get it either because I have all of these products. I will show you a good amount of products that is very comparable to this one. Not in formula, and no, it's not the same thing. But comparable in my book. So don't sit and wait that I would show you any dupes. I can't. I don't have the original to do that. And frankly, I think if this is something that makes you happy, don't try to get a dupe. If you're really fired up for that product, gift it to yourself and call it a day. Again, I've seen it look very beautiful on people, but I know it's not my product, and I'm not great. I'm not. The thing that excites me the most is the ash, the H little pattern on it. I think that is just a very nice and that's a nice touch, and I really like that design. That kind of speaks to me. So that's the first of their powders to really grab my attention with an outstanding design that is actually on level with a luxury or a designer, an artistic um, uh, I'm sorry, I'm missing this word right now. Please comment and tell me what word I'm missing right now. I need to know. And so yeah, let's just go through some products, and maybe I helped you to decide to clear your mind, because how many times are we just suffering FOMO, hard FOMO? How many times was I not even that interested, but people go wild, things sell out, and all of a sudden you think you're hallucinating that you want something. Oh, and by the way, this one was so boring to me at first, but then it actually had to sit with the light hitting it sideways, so that it did look like a summer day in the afternoon, when when the blinds are like that. I think that was the thought behind it. I hope so. I hope it was, because that's what, when I received the product, all of a sudden I realized this might have been the inspiration behind it. And I think it's a very beautiful one, because those afternoons with this type of shadow, they have a specific magic to them, I think. So yeah, let's take a look at some products. And oh, by the way, that I wanted to mention, I mean, I look horrible right now, but about the apricotine palette, I don't know if my skin was just off yesterday, or if I'm not crazy about the mattes in that palette, which wouldn't be horrible, because I will curate my little Viseart quad. And 1 second. Oh, and by the way, since I mentioned this one, this was the Petit Four Turion, or Turian thing. Now these little quads that you get like this, they open up in this classic Viseart way, but the Visi Pro thing just opens like this, and this is what I want, because the other thing is a bit annoying to me. Yeah, maybe I'm complicated, but it bothers me. I just want it to open up like this. Do you know, another thing that bothers me is Viseart prints the shade names on this thing, and I would expect a good amount of people who want to just throw this in the bin and keep the palette like this, and there are no shade names on these palettes, nowhere, nor the other ones. And when you take out the pants, there are no shade names on the back of these pants. That's the worst part, actually, since they're customizable, interchangeable. I think those names should be on the back. Now it's pretty affordable, so that's maybe nitpicking, but it's unfortunate, right? But this one is the absolute OG of WTF. I mean, I'm not a mothership enthusiast at all, but this is a problem. How could it be that not after the first mothership people went ham buying 120 euro pallets? I mean, I did not pay this price, but how would people accept this? This is annoying. But then again, these are not interchangeable. So, whoop. And again, I'm not going through these telling you that these were replacements to use instead of the Hermes powder, but these are things that I have and that I barely use because mostly there is a lot of warmth to them, and I think they're very beautiful. They're great quality, but because of the color and how warm they are, I don't get a lot of use out of them because of my complexion, because of the overall, very summery look they give off. And this one, see, it does also have a lot of warmth. So here we have one with pink, here we have one with a beautiful coral. This one, I did not get this for the limited edition packaging. I did get this very cheap on sale. I got this only for this beautiful duo because I think it's very practical. Again, I love things like that, one-stop shops, to get ready quickly. And I've got these and I think they're beautiful, and I'm very happy to use them when let's see how pale I am, when it's just their time. But obviously I'm not in great need of something similar. We're not done yet. Let's just run through some other face palettes that aren't bad at all. Here we have a rather matte, or well, it's only the bronzer that is a matte, but here we have a Benefit palette, beautiful peachy pink, and a great bronzer and a highlight. And no, it's not the same, but it's a bit warmer than my usual. I mean, this one, honestly, this I might get rid of. I'm not sure. I've got this in a lighter version. This is Pat McGrath. The lighter version with the nude honey, I think. This one is very warm. This is Bronze Nirvana. What's Bronze Nirvana? And it's pretty dark. It's a very olive, warm, both olive and warm at the same time. Bronzer. I mean, here we don't see the coral, but and if you think I only got one of these, I also got other color stories. Same goes for this one. It's not the only face palette by Bobbi Brown. It's gorgeous. I'm only showing you the one with the coral and a stunning neutral bronzer in medium. It's perfect. This is Afternoon Glow. These are baked Chile powders. Gorgeous. Really gorgeous. we're not done yet. I will now, let me show you some individual blushes and bronzers that are very coral, very peach, very warm, and I like them. I want to keep them, but I hardly use them. Let's take a look at these individuals. I mean, don't even expect me to be embarrassed that this is not very new. But I'm so glad that I have this. This is a Peach Party by Guerlain Rose, and these smell like the original Meteorite, and I love it. And it's gorgeous. It's a very gorgeous, gorgeous coral peachy glow, and of course the classic Guerlain pattern here. And you know what? I actually have a very beautiful brown palette by Guerlain in a similar packaging. Where on earth? You know, I think this was in a box that might have been stolen when moving. It's way too late when you realize that maybe they made a stop and some things fell off the car, right? Here, a gorgeous peach shade. Corally Peach by Elizabeth Arden. Beautiful, luminous matte. Or how about a very matte and also by formula rather dusty, and in that a bit comparable to the Hermes in that nature. NARS, actually this is Laguna, this is the lightest Laguna shade. Yeah, it's quite dusty and matte, and it's a good product, but I don't love it. And the finish, the very matte finish and the dustiness does play into that. So that's again a thing that I could see that this is a very dry formula, and the very first swatches I saw were looked greatly disappointing, chalky and dusty. But now we get more exciting things. Hold on. This Coral Bronze Forever Natural Glow Bronzer by Dior. I don't think, yes, it's a completely different product, but overall, I don't think I would feel drastically different about it, especially applied on my face. It's even the powder itself is quite a beautiful luminous matte. It has shimmers that are not great, but it's still a good product, and I mean the fragrance is super pleasant. There's no need to open this because I didn't find the one in Climax. These are the classic Charlotte Tilbury blushes. Climax has a rather warm tan outer circle and a peachy coral bright core. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. I love the formula of these, but I don't wear it a lot. Most of the time I don't think that I'm dark enough for it. It's just a very short time frame that I get to use these. Here we have Bite Terry dual powder in Mocha Fizz. It's gorgeous. Look at this. I love these powders. This brand had them for maybe 1 year and they were discontinued. They were not limited edition, but they weren't around very long, and they're gorgeous. Gorgeous they are. I love these. I have very light shades too. I have a very neutral nude, and so pretty, so pretty, such a beautiful finish. And I would I would never believe you that the Hermes one has a more beautiful finish than this one. Never, never. Then here we have something by Orlan, and it's, I mean, it's even ranging more neutral. I remember when Guerlain had these Quattro Stagioni bronzers like that, but I missed out on them, and they smell so good. My mother has lipsticks like these, and which was this? What lipsticks were these? Was it Lancôme? Oh, it smells so good. I love this classic perfumey. Oh, it's gorgeous. I love it. It's not even very warm. Great, great. And you know what? I was actually browsing this new limited edition Guerlain. I don't even know what it's called, but you know, it has these waves, and it has a very small coral thing on top, and then it's a gradient of bronzes, and then there's a shimmery bronze in the bottom, a darkest one. And listen, I only remembered I had the medium one. I completely forgot I had the light bloom with this coral core to it, and it's gorgeous. And its fragrance is something that Hermes could never deliver. To be honest, I don't know what the Hermes powders smell like, but nothing will ever beat terracotta. Not for summertime. No, ma'am. This is gorgeous, and I should really use it, and I will, I will love it, damn it. So yeah. Oh, and now that's a gem. This one, by the way, Bronze Goddess, big disappointment. I mean, now this is without the blush part, but this was disappointing. And I actually need to use this. There are some butters in this. They still smell fresh and new, very normal and pleasant. But I remember that I thought I should use this up quicker than other stuff. And I do smell, that there are some oils in there. But again, I promise you, they're still good, because those, when they go bad, you smell it very quickly. Oh, by the way, those stupid Westman blush duos, these might go bad quickly. All right, but this is completely fine. Completely. What does it say here? Is there a shelf life? Well, I'm not trying to bore you, but this is great. This is a very neutral, great shade for me, and if I get darker or I want a warmer look, there it is. But the great disappointment was, I mean, Estee Lauder is always great quality, but I thought it would smell like Bronze Goddess. I do have